Outside Climate Pledge Arena, Seattle Center glows, while Lower Queen Anne condos sit in a cooling market. Today, we're counting down 5 Seattle area neighborhoods, city and suburbs, where typical values fell hard for 2026, roughly $30,000 to $59,000. The pattern here is not every home is suddenly cheaper, because medians are moving targets, and any single listing can behave differently. But all 5 places are down at least 4.5% year over year, which makes them stand out in a region where small shifts can translate into very large dollar amounts. Number 5. Lower Queen Anne, Seattle. Zillow's home value estimates from May 2026 put the typical home value here at $518,517, down 5.8% year over year, or roughly $30,000 lower. WalkScore rates the area at 96, which fits the feel of a neighborhood wrapped around Seattle Center, Climate Pledge Arena, and the blocks below Queen Anne Avenue. That steep percentage slide is why it starts the countdown. Lower Queen Anne's story is especially interesting because it combines a central Seattle location with one of the lowest typical values in this group. You have the arena crowds, the Seattle Center campus, the monorail nearby, and a street grid where many everyday stops are close together. That does not mean every property is marked down by $30,000. It means the median has moved that much compared with a year earlier. For buyers watching Central Seattle, that kind of shift can change which conversations are even worth having. The trade-off is that Lower Queen Anne is not quiet, tucked-away Seattle. Event nights can change the rhythm of the streets, and the neighborhood's identity is tied closely to venues, apartments, condos, and foot traffic. But in a countdown about places getting cheaper in 2026, the numbers are hard to ignore. The steepest percentage drop among these 5, paired with a median just over $518,000. In a city where location often carries a premium, that combination earns the number 5 spot. Number 4. Northgate, Seattle. The median home value here is $545,759, down 5.7% year over year, or roughly $31,000 lower. Northgate sits in North Seattle, threaded by Thornton Creek and near Holler Lake, so the setting is more spread out than Lower Queen Anne, but still very much within the city. With a walk score of 87, it also brings a practical, connected feel to the countdown. Northgate's decline is close to Lower Queen Anne's in percentage terms, but the neighborhood has a different kind of geography. Instead of Seattle Center and arena blocks, the references here are creeks, lake edge pockets, larger retail corridors, and residential streets that stretch across North Seattle. That mix matters because a lower median can look very different, depending on whether the surrounding area feels urban, residential, or in between. Northgate lands in that middle zone, and its 2026 drop makes it one of the 2 picks under $550,000. That under $550,000 marker is worth noticing without overstating it. It does not guarantee a simple path to a specific home, and it does not say anything about condition, size, dues, or competition on an individual property. But compared with the higher-priced entries coming up, Northgate is one of the lower typical value spots in this particular countdown. A falling median can keep falling, so the key takeaway is not rush, it is watch carefully. Number 3. Mill Creek, Washington. The median home value is $989,273, down 4.6% year over year, or roughly $45,000 lower. This is the first suburb in the countdown, and its setting shifts the picture north of Seattle toward Penny Creek, Thomas Lake, and North Creek County Park. Its walk score is 72, so it still registers as one of the more walkable entries here, though the layout feels different from a city neighborhood. Mill Creek's ranking shows why dollar drops matter as much as percentages. A 4.6% decline is not the biggest percentage slide here, but because the median is close to $1 million, the estimated year-over-year change comes out to roughly $45,000. That is a larger dollar move than either Lower Queen Anne or Northgate, even though both dropped more sharply by percentage. In higher-priced suburbs, small percentage changes can carry a lot of financial weight. The neighborhood's anchors are less about stadiums or dense urban blocks and more about parks, creeks, and suburban streets. North Creek County Park gives the area a nature reference point, while Thomas Lake and Penny Creek add to the local map in a way that is very different from the Seattle entries. The honest note is that Mill Creek's median still sits just under $1 million, even after the decline. So this is not a low-price story. It is a large slide from a high starting point story. Number 2. University District, Seattle. The median home value here is $882,147, down 5.2% year over year, or roughly $46,000 lower. The Burke-Gilman Trail and Husky Stadium are close by, giving the neighborhood two major landmarks that shape daily movement and local identity. Its walk score is 77, which places it in the cluster of countdown picks where walking can realistically be part of the routine. The University District is one of those Seattle neighborhoods where the surrounding landmarks do a lot of the explaining. The Burke-Gilman Trail connects the area into a wider North Seattle and Lake Washington corridor, while Husky Stadium brings a major event presence near the water. That combination gives the neighborhood an active, layered feel. Academic buildings, apartments, shops, trail traffic, and game day energy all pressing into the same part of the city. Against that backdrop, a roughly $46,000 median drop is a meaningful signal. What stands out at number 2 is the balance between percentage and price. A 5.2% decline is one of the sharper slides here, and the median is high enough that the dollar change becomes one of the biggest. Still, medians are not price tags hanging on every doorway. A single listing can move above or below the neighborhood figure based on property type, condition, location, and timing. So the smarter read is that the overall market tone has cooled, not that every home is automatically reduced by the same amount. Number 1. Sandpoint, Seattle. The median home value is $1,311,511, down 4.5% year over year, or roughly $59,000 lower. The streets here sit beside Magnuson Park and the Lake Washington shoreline, giving this entry a very different feel from the arena blocks, retail corridors, and campus edges lower in the countdown. This is the biggest estimated dollar drop among the 5. Sandpoint takes the top spot not because it has the steepest percentage decline, but because its higher median turns a 4.5% drop into the largest dollar slide. Roughly $59,000 is the headline number, and it comes from a neighborhood where the median still sits above $1.3 million. That contrast is the whole point of the countdown. Getting cheaper does not always mean low-priced. Sometimes it means a high-cost neighborhood has finally moved down enough to be visible on the chart. The setting explains part of why Sandpoint remains high, even after the drop. Magnuson Park is one of the major place names on this side of Seattle, and the Lake Washington shoreline gives the area a strong geographic identity. But the trade-off is clear. Sandpoint's walk score is 14. So a car is part of the picture for nearly every errand. In other words, the biggest dollar slide comes with both the premium setting and a less walkable daily pattern. Sandpoint also gives the cleanest reminder that momentum cuts both ways. A falling median can create attention, but it can also keep moving downward, especially in a higher-priced pocket where small percentage changes become large dollar swings. For anyone tracking Seattle area home values in 2026, the lesson is not to treat $59,000 as a guaranteed discount on a specific property. It is a signal that the typical value has shifted, and in Sandpoint, that signal is larger than anywhere else. So, the 5 are Lower Queen Anne, Northgate, Mill Creek, University District, and Sandpoint. The big lesson: lower medians create openings, but momentum can keep moving. Every number in this video is sourced. Links are in the description. Which neighborhood would have made your top 5? If this helped, tap like, subscribe, and tell me what Seattle area housing topic to cover next.